Hi, my name is Brianna Smith, and today I'm going to be talking about Down syndrome for my informative speech. I'm going to use this presentation as my visual, and today I'm going to be talking about all the symptoms that come along with Down syndrome. For the specific symptoms, usually children with Down syndrome or adults will have a flat facial expression. They'll have an upward slant to the eye, right up here. They'll have a short neck, and they'll have abnormally shaped eyes, and which also causes white spots on the iris of the eye, called brush-field spots. They'll have a single deep transverse crease on the palm of the hand, down here. They're a lot smaller than average. They have exaggerated space between the first and second toe. They have poor muscle tone called hypotonia, and they have joint looseness. Also, when people have Down syndrome, they will have broad feet with short toes. They'll have learning disability, so it's hard for them in the classroom, so they usually have to have an aide, which my mom actually did work with someone in our school. It was a little girl. Even though Down syndrome is common, symptoms can vary. Some people will have severe symptoms of Down syndrome, others are mild. A lot of people ask if there's a cure for Down syndrome. There is not a cure for Down syndrome, but because it's a chromosomal error, so they haven't figured out how to prevent it. Studies show women who have had a baby with Down syndrome have had an abnormality in their body and how their bodies metabolize, process the B vitamin acid. Some claim various high-dose vitamins given to children with Down syndrome will improve the mental performance and lessen their mental retardation. And down here is just a picture of the chromosomal error. There is no medical study to prove that this actually does work, though. For treatments, they can just do regular checkups and screenings because there is no cure for Down syndrome. So they can just do regular checkups and screenings. It will help them with it. Medications, some may want to try surgery, others don't like to. And just counseling and support for them and the family members. And then here on this picture is a picture of a person with Down syndrome. These are their hands. And as you can see, they're all different. Each hand looks different. Like this one has a 70 degree and this one's 36. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Is Down syndrome inherited is a question that most likely gets asked. So, Down syndrome is not inherited. When the condition is caused by the trisomy 23, the chromosomal abnormality usually occurs as a random event during the formation of reproduction cells in a parent. Down syndrome is less commonly to occur when the chromosomal error becomes attached to another chromosome during the formation of a reproductive cell. Down syndrome is neither dominant nor recessive trait. There's a very small percentage of people with Down syndrome because it's a chromosomal error in the body, so again, it's not inherited or anything. How common is Down syndrome? 1 out of 830 newborns get Down syndrome. 250,000 people in the United States are victims of Down syndrome, and women of any age can have children with Down syndrome. So it's not just a certain age. If you're older, it doesn't cause it. But 1 out of 1,250 for a 25-year-old mother can have a Down syndrome, 1 out of 1,000 at the age of 31, and 1 out of 400 for the age of 35. And 80% of babies with Down syndrome are born to a woman at the age of 35. A lot of times people ask if there's a certain race, but Down syndrome has no certain race. It's both common in male and female. The average lifespan for a person with Down syndrome is the same as any other ones. Many people with Down syndrome these days are getting married and living happy lives, and just because they have this does not affect the way they live and how they are treated. With the families, though, it's going going to be hard for them because they do have to take care of them and they have a lot more responsibilities. But the best way they can cope with it is just counseling and just be happy and put on a happy face for a child with Down syndrome. So what I learned from Down syndrome is that I learned how it's formed. I learned that it's not inherited and that they can all live full and happy lives. So today I hope you learned a little bit more about Down syndrome, and I hope it will help you in the future when you see someone with Down syndrome because you'll be able to recognize them.